Hi guys, so today is day 8 of my juice feast and it's going really well so far. I actually haven't experienced any hunger or tiredness or whatever you would associate with like lack of eating because you're just taking in so many nutrients, I guess, through the juicing. Anyways, I just wanted to share with you guys, I work at a restaurant and this woman came in and we were talking, and it turned out that she was a juice feasting coach. Like, she was trained to be like a consultant and a resource for people who are interested in juice feasting. And I was so thrilled to talk to her, and she even gave me a complimentary consultation. And so I did that a couple days ago and it was fabulous. I just answered so many questions. So I'll share what we talked about. She first asked me to discuss some of the goals that I wanted to get out of this experience. And so first off, just like a physical, like a health, from a health perspective, like a physical detox, just to get all the chemicals and sugars and pesticides just eliminated from my system as much as I could. Also, I talked to her about mental, physical, spiritual clarity, and as well as transitioning to raw food. I think it will definitely help kind of clean my palate and help me transition, because I'm fairly new raw foodie. And also, I would like a better relationship with food. You know, I think we all have issues with emotional eating. And so I think this will give me a chance to kind of address all of those things. I'm not looking for a solution necessarily, but those are some of the important aspects of the juice feast for me. I talked to her about detox symptoms, and they can vary from person to person. They could be like cold flu symptoms, they could be headachy, stomachy. They can come at the beginning, they can come at the middle. And I asked this question because I've actually not experienced any detox. Like, I feel normal. So yeah, I was like, is that okay? Like, what's going on? And she said for herself, when she did a juice feast, she experienced not much a physical detox, but an emotional detox, and that occurred kind of halfway through. We talked about bowel movements, because I've noticed that I've been with my bowel movements, there's been almost like a mucusy, I don't know how to describe it, excretion. And so she's a professional, so I wanted to ask her about that, and she said that's normal and that's good, because a lot of people build up this mucus plaque on their colon, and it's just to protect your body from all like the sugars and starches and processed food that you're putting in. And for some people, it's just built up from years and years that it dries and it almost becomes like hard, and like it will look like coffee grinds almost when it comes out. So she's a really interesting woman, very knowledgeable. So that was one thing we touched on. Oh yeah, I asked her about exercise because I'm concerned about, like, I don't want to go on this feast and kind of get out of shape or lose muscle or lose too much weight, or yeah, I want to keep the effects as positive as possible. So she said for the first 10 days, kind of take it easier than you normally would, which I've been doing. And she said after 30 days, it's okay for people to, depends on the person, but 30 to 60 days into the juice feast, they can start doing weight-bearing activity like weightlifting again and actually build muscle. So I'm gonna wait till day 30 to do weights again. But in the meantime, she said you can continue with your regular exercise, like whether that's yoga or swimming or biking or running. So that's really good news. I didn't want to just become a couch potato and be drinking juice, because that just doesn't sound very healthy. So that was good news to me. I'll talk more about good exercise juices when I start doing weight training again. But yeah, we also talked about superfoods. These are all kind of specific to the person and the goals they want to accomplish. So she recommended for me omega-3. So that will help with brain function, mood, and clarity. Because I also talked about I'd like to keep my mood elevated, because who wouldn't? And she recommended algae or marine phytoplankton, so some E3 live. Also, coconut oil is great for energy, so if you're being active, coconut milk as well. And it tastes really good. And one second.